Hello all, welcome to my channel Know Biology. This is another video of anatomy of flowering plant. Here I am going to explain about complex permanent tissue xylem. It is a continuation of video anatomy of flowering plant part 1 and part 2 where I have explained about meristematic tissue and simple permanent tissue. I have given the link in the description box. Please check it. As we know, plant takes water from the soil to the tip of the plant. So transportation of water is not an easy process. It is the combined effort of all the individual cells and the conductive tissues of vascular system. We are going to explain about the conducting tissues in this video. So complex permanent tissues, tissues which contain multiple cell types with specific structure and function is called as the complex permanent tissue. In plants, complex permanent tissue is of two types, xylem and phloem. These two are conducting tissues. Xylem carries water and minerals from the root to the tip of the plant, whereas phloem carries assimilated food from the leaf to different part of the plant. We are going to discuss about structure and function of xylem in this video. The term xylem is proposed by Carl Lazuli in the year 1858. It has come from the word xylon. It's a Greek word which means wood. So xylem also otherwise called as wood. The main function of xylem is to conduct water and minerals from the soil through the root and stem to the leaves. It has highly lignified wall. Because of that, it provides mechanical support to the plant. Components of xylem. Xylem is a complex permanent tissue. It contains different kind of cells. The four kind of cells which are present in xylem are tracheids, vessels or tracheae, xylem fiber and xylem parenchyma. Tracheids and tracheae are the real conducting cells which are also called as the tracheary elements. Maximum conduction happens in these cells. Whereas xylem fiber and xylem parenchyma are called as non-conducting cells because its function is to support and storage. Tracheids, vessels and xylem fibers, all these three are dead cells. Only the living cell which is present in xylem is xylem parenchyma. So first element of xylem is tracheids. Tracheid is the principal water conducting cell in gymnosperm and pteridophyte, where it occurs lesser extent in angiosperm or in flowering plants. If we look at the stem of gymnosperm, look at the TS of stem of gymnosperm, we find that tracheids are compactly arranged. It contains only tracheids and lesser of xylem parenchyma. But if we look at the TS of wood of angiosperm, we find lots of vessels, fibers and xylem parenchyma. Because of this porous structure of vessels, angiospermic wood is also called as porous wood, whereas the gymnosperm wood is a non-porous one. Tracheids are considered as more primitive to vessel. That means tracheids are originated before the vessels. Now let us look at the structure of a tracheid. The tracheids are elongated and it has a tapering end. If we look at the tapering, it is gradual and it terminates into a point. The end wall of tracheid do not have any perforation, so it is called as imperforate, whereas the mature cell is dead. That means there is no protoplasm, but the lumen or the cavity is extended throughout the length of the tracheid. It's completely, if we cut the tracheid and see, it is completely a cavity. But the cell wall of this tracheid is highly lignified and the lignification has different patterns. We'll take it in a different slide. If we cut TS of this tracheid, it looks either angular or it looks polygonal in its structure. The most important thing in tracheid is that it contains circular bordered pits. And these pits are very interesting structures. So what is pits? Pits are the holes in the secondary wall. So secondary wall is deposited inner to the primary wall. But there are some circular portions where we see that secondary wall is not deposited. That means primary wall is not covered. This portion is called as pit. Pits are of two types, simple pit and bordered pit. So simple pit are those where we can see only the primary wall. Bordered pit, we can see that the secondary wall is little overarched on the pit cavity, which encloses little bit of a part of pit cavity, and that is called as bordered pit. In tracheids, we find pit almost exist as pit pair. That means pit in one cell is aligned with the pit of another cell of the adjacent cell. We can see here this is one pit and this is another pit in another cell, and they are aligned to each other. The pit has three parts: pit aperture, pit cavity and pit membrane. Pit aperture is the small opening in the secondary cell wall which is lying towards the cell lumen. Pit aperture opens to a much larger area which is called as pit cavity or pit chamber. The two pit chambers are separated by a membrane which is called as pit membrane. This pit membrane is made up of primary cell wall of two cells and the middle lamella. If we look at the function of pit pair, what we see is the pit membrane is not lignified. So it allows water to pass through from this side to other side. And in the bordered pit we find there's two areas. The center area which is not permeable to water is called as torus, whereas the periphery area which is permeable to water is called as the margo. So when water comes, it can pass from one pit to other pit through the membrane. But when there is a cavitation because of air bubble, it closes the pit cavity. So what is the function of tracheid? We know that the main function of tracheid is to conduct water and minerals. These tracheids are placed adjacent to each other without any intercellular space or very little intercellular space. So actual conduction or movement of water happens through this radial walls, through the pits. And the lignification, tracheids are highly lignified. Because of lignification, it also provides mechanical support to the plant. Now let us discuss about the vessels, which is also otherwise called as tracheae. This is the second category of xylem element. So this is the characteristic feature of angiosperm. It is absent in gymnosperm and pteridophyta apart from some advanced gymnosperm like Netum. Netum is an advanced gymnosperm which is known as connecting link between gymnosperm and angiosperms. But some primitive angiosperm families like Winteraceae, Tetracentraceae, Trochodendroceae, we do not find vessels. Even vessels are absent in plants like Yucca, Dracena and Brimys. Even it is absent in the aquatic plants because aquatic plants live in water. They do not have advanced conducting vessels. And it also absent in the parasitic plants. Vessels are more advanced than tracheids. It is originated from the tracheids. So it is believed that vessels are advanced form of tracheids. Now we'll look at the structure of vessels. Vessels are multicellular and syncytic. That means this is a tube-like cells, or this is the row of cells which are first placed above each other, then they have gone through dissolution of their cross wall. So it looks like a jointed structure. So it's a long chain like cells are present which are joined end to end. Each cell of the vessel is called as the vessel elements, or we can say that vessel elements arranged together to form the. Let us look at the structure of a vessel element. These vessel elements are shorter in length and they are larger in diameter or wider than diameter of tracheids. So this length of this vessel element is shorter than tracheid. In advanced form, it looks drum shaped. The cell wall is highly lignified. Since it is a dead cell, there is no protoplasm. Complete inside the cell, there is a cavity or lumen. Side wall of the vessel has got lots of pores or pits, whereas the end wall of each vessel is perforated. The perforation where we find in the end wall, the region where we find the perforation is called as the perforation plate. So this perforation may be simple or complex. If it is simple, we can see that there is end wall is completely dissolved. Whereas this is the complex perforation where we can see different pattern in the end wall. This is either scalariform or ephedroid. Deposition of the lignin in the secondary wall is not uniform. It occurs in such a way that we can see various patterns on the cell wall. So this is the kind of thickening we see in the tracheary elements. That means in tracheids also and in vessel also. The first one is, this is called as the annular, where we find there is ring-like arrangement or ring-like thickening of the secondary wall. This is spiral, where we find helical thickening of the secondary wall inner to the primary wall. This is called as the scalariform, where we find there is parallel or transverse band like structures. This is called as the reticulate, where we find this secondary wall is deposited in a network-like structure. It is forming a network-like structure. And this is more advanced one, which is pitted structure. Secondary wall is deposited all over. It has just left little bit of the primary wall. So bordered pit and simple pit are another two tracheary thickening we see in the tracheary element. Function of vessels. Vessel elements are arranged end-to-end pattern to form a tube-like structure. So it helps this for uninterrupted water flow. Water can pass from one cell to other through the end wall or the perforation. Even the pits which are present in the lateral wall, it helps in exchange of water or conduction of water. So water passes more, or more water can pass in vessels than tracheids. And tracheid wall is highly lignified, so it helps in mechanical support. Xylem fiber are the third element of xylem tissue. They are long, narrow, and with thick and pitted wall with the tapering end. They are more longer than tracheids, and they have more lignin deposition on their wall, so that their central cavity or lumen is completely covered. And they are dead cells, so there is no protoplasm, no nucleus. Fibers in xylem are of two types: fiber tracheids and libriform fibers. These fiber tracheids and libriform fibers are little different from each other. Fiber tracheids contain fewer bordered pits which are reduced to slit-like structure or lenticular in appearance. Whereas in libriform fiber, the pits are simple type. It also contains few pits. Libriform fiber contains lesser lignin than that of fiber tracheids. In angiosperm, fiber tracheids, libriform fiber and tracheids, all three together known as xylary fibers. Xylem parenchyma is the last element of xylem tissue. These are the only living cells of xylem tissue. So it contains thin cell wall and abundant protoplasm with nucleus. They are, depending on their position, they are divided into two types: axial parenchyma and ray parenchyma. Axial parenchyma are oriented in the long axis of elongation. That means they are present from bottom to top. These are the axial parenchymas. Whereas the ray parenchymas are present in their radial axis. That means from inside to outside. Ray parenchyma helps in horizontal transfer of water. Parenchymatous cells are important tissues for storage, wound repair and maintenance of water balance. So any part of the xylem tissue is lost, it can be repaired by xylem parenchyma. Another important structure which is associated with xylem parenchyma is tyloses. These are the balloon-like extension of xylem parenchymatous cells which protrudes into the tracheary element of xylem. through the pits. They are present mostly in the woody tissues, and they block these vessels so that if there is any fungal infection, it prevents the spread of it. Even tyloges are filled with tannins, gums, and different kind of pigments. The dark color of the hardwood after the secondary growth of wood is because of this tyloges. And also it gives the characteristic smell of wood. Types of xylem. Depending on their origin, xylems are of two types, primary xylem and secondary xylem. Primary xylem are the xylems which are originated from the primary meristem during primary growth, whereas secondary xylem are originated from secondary meristem during secondary growth. Primary xylem are found both in monocot and dicot plants, whereas secondary xylem is found only in the dicot plants. Depending on the structural and functional difference, primary xylem is of two types, metaxylem and protoxylem. So these smaller elements where these xylems are called as the protoxylem, and these bigger xylems are called as the metaxylem. There are some difference between metaxylem and protoxylem. So protoxylem are the first formed xylem in the vascular bundle, whereas metaxylem are later formed xylem, or it is formed after the formation of protoxylem. Protoxylem contains less amount of tertiary elements, so they have narrow lumen, whereas metaxylem have contains more tertiary elements with large lumen. Parenchymatous cells are more and fibers are absent in case of protoxylem, whereas in metaxylem parenchymatous cells are less and fibers are present. Protoxylem shows annular and spiral thickening, which is considered as primitive type, whereas metaxylem shows reticulate and pitted kind of thickening, so which is considered as advanced form. Let us summarize what we studied in this video. Complex permanent tissue, the tissues which are made up of different kind of cells. They are of two types in plants, xylem and phloem. Xylem are made up of four elements, tracheids, vessels, xylem fiber and xylem parenchyma. Tracheids and vessels, xylem fiber, all three are dead, whereas xylem parenchyma is the only living components of xylem. Tracheids are unicellular, long, narrow and highly deposited with lignin. They have bordered pits. The water conduction happens through the pits. Vessels are multicellular, syncytic elements where vessel elements are joined to end to form the vessels. These are more efficient in water conduction than that of tracheids. Whereas xylem fibers, which are more lignified and more in length than that of tracheids and vessels, it is mostly function for the mechanical support. Whereas xylem parenchyma, which is the only living tissue, it is helpful in storage, wound repair, and also it helps in water conduction and water balance. If you like the video, please like, share and subscribe. You can also write your comments in the comment box. Thanks for watching the video.